Hello, I'm Rena Papadopoulou, advisor to the Deputy Ministry of Tourism of Greece and golf player, and I'm very happy to be the moderator of the next subject, the golf growth in Greece. I would like at this point to welcome our speakers of the panel, Mr. Fotis Kokotos, environmental engineer and member of board of Elounda SA Hotels and Resorts and owner of the Elounda Golf Club in Crete, Mr. Nuno Sepulveda, General Manager of Costa Navarino Golf, and Mr. Sotiropoulos, General Manager of Crete Golf Club in Crete. Unfortunately, Mrs. Katia Avramidou, who is the legal counsel of Aegean and Olympic Air, will not be able to attend today due to an unexpected schedule conflict. For all of us who play and support the game of golf, it's obvious that golf is not just a game. To give an idea to our audience of what golf is, I would say some numbers, like there are around more than 70 million golf players around the world. Around 10 million, they are located in Europe, which means that no other sport has such a number of players. They have spectators. In football, for example, that it's so popular, we have so many spectators, but not so many players, which means that golf is ranked as the second televised sport in the world after football. Third comes the Formula, which that's another aspect of what golf can be in the business model. We have also around 39,000 golf courses in 209 of the world's 249 countries. So there is an 84% diffusion rate of the sport globally. And speaking for the golf tourism, which is very important for our ministry, according to the International Association of Golf Tourist Operators, the golf tourism operators control over 90% of golf holiday packages sold worldwide and turn over more than 2.5 billion per year. So is golf just a sport? And what is the potential for the golf growth in Greece? Allow me to welcome for our first guest, Mr. Nuno Sepulveda, the General Manager of Costa Navarino Golf. And please, Mr. Sepulveda, the stage is yours.
I think Costa Navarino as a golf destination is going to fulfill all the needs of the people that wants to come and play golf. But it's not just the game of golf. You have facilities regarding high standard of hotels, food. The experience is going to be fantastic. There is a lot of things here in Costa Navarino that is not just the game of golf.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for having me here today. I'm very proud and very happy to be here. Anything to do with talking about golf and golf as a business, golf as a sport, it's always a pleasure. So it's a new business and it's a new subject for many of us here. And I'll try to go through a little bit what we are doing to develop the game of golf, and mainly or together what we are trying to develop as a golf business. Or golf business associated. Before we speak about developing golf as per se, we do grow the golf. We do need to develop the golf itself. So we need infrastructures. And when you talk about infrastructures, we're talking about landscape and the vision and the place. So let me just share a little bit of the vision of golf, or partially vision of golf in Greece. There came a lot coming from Mr. Kosta, Captain Kosta, that many years ago, with the tremendous persistence and vision, thought about building a golf destination in Greece, in Peloponnese, but back then there was nothing really there. And it took us 30 years to be where we are today. So the persistence, it's just tremendous. So a lot of vision for golf, which is historically, it's how the golf business has been developed throughout the world. Obviously, you need to have the place on the right place. So we have to have the right landscape, the right, and we in Peloponnese, we've been finding this very easy. Golf as a sport is a sport. It's easy to understand. Golf as a business, or as a way of pushing some business as well. It's not just golf. It's golf, gastronomy, the business, the culture, and Greece itself, and Peloponnese in particular, it's very keen on this area. So a lot of culture. And one of the things I found the most difficult in our business and to develop golf in Greece has been the weather awareness. The weather itself, it's very good, as good as any other destination in the world. But for the majority of the people from the international market, there's the perception that Greece, it's something that works from May through September, okay? It's islands, white walls, and blue chairs, okay? And some Mamma Mia's, and that's, Greece is so much more than that. And when it comes to the weather, we have the perfect weather for golf. So we're always looking for, from a business point of view, the good weather we're looking for is March, April, May, September, October, November. And we are as good as any other country that drives from golf from tourism. So 360 approach, 360 days approach for Greece is very important. That's what we're trying to push to let people know that it's safe, it's a great place to come, and the weather is reliable throughout this year. So weather is very difficult to explain, and it's something that takes a lot of work. Obviously, any destination, in order to grow, you need to access it. So it doesn't matter if you have a great product or a great golf or somewhere that you cannot access it, okay? So now, over the past couple of years, and together with mainly, obviously, with the HEN and Katia, if he was going to be here, she would support this, and with the Vasilakis family as well. So it's been a great help to develop the Kalamata Airport. So this accessibility now, we can actually get it from the majority of the cities throughout the world. So from many countries, from pretty much all over the world. So it's been a big improvement for the past couple of years. So people can actually access Costa Navarino, our golf area. When it comes to growing, you go two ways to go. We go about to grow a golf resort or to develop a golf destination. So today we're very proud to announce that it's 20 days old that we opened 2 golf courses more. So currently we are doing Costa Navarino. We have 2 hotels fully operational. We have 4 golf courses fully operational, and we are developing 2 more hotels. One is the waterfront, the other one Navarino Bay, as you can see here, and everything within the 13 kilometers radius. So this is becoming a true destination, on the sense that you can have different sorts of accommodation and the different sorts of golf experience. Dunes, we have 2 hotels really going on right now, and we have the waterfront developing now, and residences. So many things happening here currently. When we come to a golf destination and to grow the business and to grow the sport, golf cannot stand alone. Okay, it needs everything around. It needs the gastronomy, the activities, and Greece and Costa Navarino, it can really offer all this. Actually, in particular, anywhere in Greece, you can offer this. And we have one of the best gastronomies, one of the best wines now, olive oil, cultural experience. So all that combined with golf, it makes a unique product on the market that can only allow us to grow. So we have 4 golf courses right now, and the way we've been growing golf in Greece has been slow, but very well done. I mean, we are behind many other countries that have the same conditions as we have. But what we are creating, it's just a spectacular product, and I'm suspicious about it, okay, because I'm working for Costa Navarino. So, but nevertheless, we have some of the best golf resorts, some of the best golf product in the world and in Europe for sure. So currently we've been voted as the second best golf resort in Europe. We're on the top 10 in the world, and we've been associated, which I think is very important, to develop the business, to develop the sport, to be associated with reliable names, with reliable partners. Could be a brand of an hotel, could be a golf designer like Bernard Langer or Jose Maria Olazabal, which are world stars in golf, that anybody within the golf understands the value that they bring to the product. So this is the Dunes course, the Bay course as well. They've been open for 12 years now. We're developing some interesting clubhouse approaches, so different buildings from the standard. So this is the clubhouse at Bay, which is something unique. It's been voted one of the best clubhouses in the world as well. So when I say we're building something unique in Greece, it's really true. I mean, it's doing a unique product. We've been voted, and we've been very happy with the opening of the Navarino Hills. So 2 more golf courses designed by Jose Maria Olazabal. We've been awarded as the best golf development, and this will allow us to grow the business and grow the game. So when you do have the vision, you do have the product, you're becoming a destination. So if you have the place, you have the accessibility, you have the right environment, and we're trying to do everything sustainable. Costa Navarino has been based on sustainability for many years now, way before it became the trend. That gave us some head start on this one, and we have. So you can grow golf from an infrastructure point of view. You can grow golf on the playing point of view. Nicholas will talk a little bit more on this, and because it's how you create new golfers, new players from the local community, from our area. We do have by hosting international tournaments, like we have the Aegean Pro-Am and the Senior Pro-Am, that it's usually we have 25 different countries being represented on it, and this opens up the door for the international market. So golf business. And we have 20 kids every year on our academy that with the best ones and with the most future from the golf. We incentivize them to get on a scholarship, to go international, to study golf. Some of them are already coming back to us again to work at Costa Navarino. So this sustainability in golf that we are creating know-how, and this know-how is staying with us for many years, hopefully. It's just amazing, and which is our academy. And one of the things that I heard today on interventions today, it's about the opportunities. And Costa Navarino, if it wasn't for the golf, it would operate perhaps 5 months. Okay, so this will be an operation of 5 months. Let's say May through the end of September. Currently, we are operating 9 months, and the idea in the future is to operate 12 months. So we'll be all year round. So what golf came to help us as a business, as an opportunity, is been growing in our hospitality business. It's all the shoulder months that was mentioned today by the minister today. It's the shoulder months growth. So let's say from September till November, and from May backwards until February. So those months, which are very quiet outside the city centers in Greece, on the resort like Costa Navarino, it became alive. I'll tell you today, I'm here in Costa Navarino, and we have 400 golfers today. So meaning we have nearly 350 rooms occupied with guests, international guests mainly. So this changes the whole universe around Costa Navarino. It's the restaurants around Costa Navarino, it's the Costa Navarino itself, it's the jobs we create. In this sustainability, it's just really impressive to see year after year. So I do see that, one, you have to have the vision to develop a product like this and to develop golf. I think Greece, we can only grow and do much better. So somebody mentioned today on interventions that I think Dr. Tatiana mentioned there was a lot of opportunities, which is true. We can only grow, and if we keep doing it better on the quality level, the results we've spoken today about research data collection as well. I think there's a very big open opportunity to develop this data from golf as well, golf business, and it's important that we today we celebrate the first. Greece are a destination. We are a golf destination at Costa Navarino. We have 4 golf courses and 4 hotels people can stay. So from here onwards, it will be easier to push more people, more awareness about our destination, and because the golf resort on its own would not, it's very difficult. We need to become a destination in order to success. So this I just want to do as a brief introduction or presentation. I just want to let you know that what we are now, that we are a golf destination in Greece, since 20 days ago, and there's an opportunity on shoulder months to develop golf, and golf can be a great tool and a great ally for the hospitality industry, hotels, gastronomy, all that, airlines, transfer companies, all that goes around. And I think months like October will be the next August of Greece. So based on the golf business. So thank you very much for listening to me. I'm open to any questions, but I'm just happy to discuss golf with everybody. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sepulveda, for your presentation. I'm now proceeding to Mr. Sotiropoulos, the General Manager of Crete Golf Club. Mr. Sotiropoulos, please, the stage is yours.
Good afternoon, everyone. I feel the honor to be part of this well-rounded and perfectly organized seminar about sports management. I come from a golfing family myself. I literally made my first steps on the golf course, and I've been playing golf all my life. In my early years, I became a golf professional and started teaching golf in the beginning. And then I studied business administration and finance. And finally, I'm here, lucky enough to work for the Vasilakis Group of companies. So as I understand, because most of us are not so familiar with golfing in Greece, I've prepared a short presentation to familiarize yourselves with the golf itself and the golfer as a tourist, to understand the economic impact of the golf industry in Europe, and to realize the huge opportunity that Greece can have in this sector. So I'll share my screen now. So through this presentation, we'll try to understand who really is the golfer, who is traveling for golf and why, who plays golf in Europe, and what's going on in golf in Greece. A golfer's profile. Typically, a traveler for golfing has an above average income level. They travel 2 or 3 times per year on average, and they separate the golf traveling from their family vacations. They travel mostly during spring and fall season in the shoulder months, as Nuno mentioned already, which is really helpful to extend the touristic season. The average stay typically is at a 5-star hotel or a 4-star sometimes, and the average stays a minimum of 70 days. The average daily spending versus a general tourist is up to 4 times higher. That makes about 250 to 300 euros average daily spending per day. Why should a golfer travel? The main reason to travel for golf are the playing groups. Since golf is very popular all around Europe, and you'll see some statistics later on, due to the weather, they seek for sun and warmer, mild climates. So they travel just to play. These are the so-called amateur playing groups. They usually come in groups through the tour agencies, and they travel and play golf in different parts of the world, getting to know different cultures and different golf courses. Because all golf courses in the world are different. This is a characteristic of the golf sport. Another sector is the training groups of the amateur adults. These are groups that made they come in warmer countries again with their professional coach just to enter the season of golfing and then finish the season. That means that they come in springtime, they have the lessons, they go back home, they play golf on their home courses, and after when snow comes to the golf courses, they come back to Greece or to any other countries in Europe, Southern Europe, and finish the season by training in September, October, and November. Another sector is the national teams coaching, which usually happens in winter months. That's similar to all other sports like football, tennis, or other sports that are outdoors and you need good weather. Then you have the professional and amateur tournament participation. These are actually two types. There's the professional tournaments and the amateur tournaments. There are also the so-called pro-ams that are combined tournaments that combine professional players and amateur players. Golf has a very special scoring system that better players and different age players can play all together and compete on an equal basis. So that makes this game very social and lots of fun playing with better or worse players. Others travel just to watch very important events that happens a lot in US and in Europe, where great players play and the idols, they want to see them take the experience. And this in some cases, it's a very huge opportunity for countries to expose themselves not only for golfing, but as a tourist destination in general. In other cases, you have golfers that having a holiday, 7-day holiday or something like that, and they take a day out instead of going to a safari or to another type of excursion. They use one day just to play golf. And finally, there's families of golf, of this whole family. Every member plays golf, so they always combine golfing with their holidays, even with summer holidays sometimes. What's going on now in Europe? What are the statistics? There's an estimated 7 million players. 4.2 million are registered in different clubs, and the total number, the estimated total number of golfers is 80 million players in Europe. The direct revenues, that includes the golf facility, the real estate around it, and tourism, golf tourism, is 19.6 billion euros. The total economic value in Europe, that includes the direct, the indirect, and the induced, is 48 billion. That makes a net GDP contribution after deducting all costs up to 13.3 billion in 2006, and the creation of 400,000 jobs in Europe. There are approximately 7,000 golf courses right now, and the main golf tourist markets are the German-speaking countries that makes 1.2 million golfers, the UK with 1.1 million golfers, Scandinavia and Iceland with 720,000 golfers, and the French-speaking countries with around 500,000 players. So, how could we take advantage of this in Greece? The opportunities are great. We have an ideal mild climate conditions all year round. So it's not only about extending the touristic season, but also extending it through the winter. The geographical location accessibility, the direct flight availability to Greece is already great. And this can only be an added value for someone who wanted to travel to Greece for golfing. Greece's reputation in global tourism is already really high, and there's a developed hospitality industry with very good premium hotels and enough room capacity to host everyone. What are the challenges on the other hand? There are so many established competitors in Europe with great resorts and great places full of golf courses that makes them as a destination. In Portugal, in Spain, in Turkey, and in Italy. There's a restricted seasonality revenue streams. As my colleague previously mentioned, golfers tend to travel between March and May, September and November. This thing although on the one hand, you extend the touristic season, on the other hand, it's not so appealing for investing into this business because the season is so short. So the only way to mitigate this is to combine golfing with other alternative forms of tourism and sports tourism like tennis and paddle, so you can take the full revenue streams of it. And then finally, the thing that we're striving for and we're here today is the existing infrastructure. That Greece is not a perceived golf destination yet. Of course, Costa and Navarino is now a destination by itself, but if you ask anyone in Europe, they would never consider Greece as a golf destination in their minds. It's all about branding apart from the infrastructure. Currently, we only have 10 golf courses scattered around Greece, that makes 6 golf resorts. And I say scattered because it's really important that golf courses are close together. So people can, because golfers, they want to have a variety of golf courses. As I mentioned before, golf courses are all different, and golfers are really, really eager to see different golf courses, different designs from different designers. Finally, compared to Portugal, let's say, that they have already 75 golf courses and 20 in Turkey, this makes it a bit tough for us to compete against those Southern European competitors that have similar weather. So that was all. Thank you for your time. I'm up for your questions, if you have any. Rena?
Thank you. Yes, my microphone is not on now. Thank you for your presentation. Indeed, we have some questions, but they will be answered at the end after Mr. Kokotos' presentation as well. So now I'm proceeding to Mr. Kokotos. Fotis, please take the stage.
Thank you. Can you hear me? Is the sound good? Can you just confirm that you can hear me?
I'm okay.
Okay, thank you. All right, so hello everyone. I'm an environmental engineer and owner of a golf course in Crete, in Elounda. As an environmental engineer, I'm particularly interested in the impact that the golf course has. And so I will mostly talk about this since Nuno and Nikos have already covered most of what I was going to say in terms of tourism. So our resort has a 9-hole par 3 golf course, so it's small. It's less than 10% the size of a proper golf course. But nevertheless, it is a very successful business. And I would argue that a small golf course like that does indeed have a place, because I'd say 99% of golfers are not particularly good and need lessons and need to improve, and they need a golf course where they can train. Whereas if you have a large golf course, which is demanding, and a lot of people playing it, then you're also under pressure to move quickly through it. And so you don't have the comfort to just play at your own pace, make mistakes, and improve along the way. So I think that Greece, despite needing more golf courses of a proper size, as we would say a championship type golf course, we could also benefit from having more of these smaller ones that cater to the beginner and to students of the game. Now, golf can be seen as a tourism activity, can be seen as a sporting activity, but I, as an environmental engineer, and from an environmental point of view, I'm going to introduce a different mindset. I think that golf should be viewed in terms of agriculture. What do I mean by that? You see, now an environmental impact is mostly 3 things in this case. It's land use, water use, and chemical/carbon use. Now, in terms of land use, we take an area of, say, 500,000 square meters, 500 stremata approximately, and build a golf course. This land could be a natural ecosystem. It could be considered to be a tourism an area of tourism development. It could be homes, or it could be considered a sporting activity. I see it as an agricultural activity in the same way as growing, say, cotton or tobacco. You grow something that's not food, you're growing something which is just for money. You're going to harvest a product and sell it on the market. Now, in the case of grass, we don't harvest it and sell it. We sell the experience of playing on it. So, in my opinion, when we judge and compare the environmental impacts of golf, we should do it against the land that is used for agriculture. And that brings us to the next issue, water use. Now, agriculture in Greece consumes much more than 90% of the country's water, and it consumes it in such a way that is completely wasteful. Water is just being poured on land and left to drain naturally, and then just flows into the sea without any consideration of reuse. Golf courses, on the other hand, are designed in such a way as to concentrate water, usually back on man-made lakes, reservoirs, on site. Drainage is a very big part of proper golf course design, and water reuse. So in terms of that, as a land use and as water use is concerned, golf as an agricultural activity is much more an effective use of land, and it produces a much better per hectare income than cotton or tobacco or any other of those activities in Greece that consume a lot of land and water. So it is much more effective and much more efficient. Now, when it comes to chemicals, indeed, golf had historically in the past been accused of a large use of chemicals, but this has improved in the last 20 years tremendously, as has water and drainage design. So, for example, in our golf course in Crete, we have managed to pretty much minimize the use of man-made chemicals. We use organic pesticides, insecticides, and what have you, in order to maintain the course. So the environmental impact of golf has improved tremendously, and it's improving through technology a lot. Golf in and of itself as an agricultural activity is more efficient, more effective, and better for the environment than most, I would argue, other agricultural activities in Greece. So in such a way, the environmental impact of golf is negligible also in terms of area, because another 10 golf courses, doubling the country's capacity, would require much less than 1% of the land that we are currently cultivating with, say, cotton. I mean, it's a minimal investment that would double the country's golf capacity. And with that, I could go on, but I'd rather answer questions and give more time to our audience to address their needs. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your presentation. I have some questions already for you. I start with the first one. Sorry, excuse me. Give me some. From which industry someone needs to become an employee in the golf industry? For example, sports industry, tourism industry. Are you currently hiring juniors that want to be involved in the industry of golf? What is the specification for a golf?
That question could be answered by all three of us.
Yeah, that's
I'm
true.
going to answer it as a greenkeeper, because that's also what I do. And I will let Nuno and Nikos discuss from their perspective as golf managers and hotels and golf professionals. So I have been struggling to find somebody to work at our golf course for months. And eventually I did find somebody who had been a gardener at a hotel. However, my three greenkeepers, this is what we call gardeners in golf, people who tend tend for the course are a mechanic from Wales who lives in Greece and who tends the machinery, but has also learned all the other elements of greenkeeping. A computer programmer from Scotland who did not play golf, although he is from Scotland, but he grew up next to a golf course and he was very well aware of the needs of the course. And he is also responsible for the irrigation, the watering, because it's automated. So now he has installed a system where I can see it on my phone, and I can oversee and I can do changes wherever I need to water anywhere. It's all automated, thanks to Andy. And Adonis, who is a gardener with a lot of experience in all sorts of plants, but who's learning very quickly about greenkeeping. So as you can see, I have 3 people from a variety of walks of life that are now greenkeepers, who are people who tend for the grass, or for the playing surface. And I will let Nikos and Nuno discuss other aspects of employment. Thank you.
Nuno, please, could you also?
Sure. Absolutely. Yeah, this is across all the hospitality industry. We're taking a lot of people. It's an industry that suffered a lot with the pandemic. So a lot of people changed on a different route. We need to get them back. And when you look at the golf business, we need receptionists, we need the manager, we need salespeople, we need IT, we need landscaping, we need engineers, architects. I mean, it's an industry that you need everybody on the market. There's sports managers, there's PR, communications. So it's a business that comes across the whole thing. And so we always taking people and looking for people, and there's not enough good people to take enough on the developments. But I think this is a general European problem. But yes, there's a lot of opportunities, and the career associated with it, so you can grow and become successful.
It's very similar, this question. Would you consider then golf as one of the most sustainable sports?
All right, so the question is for me. All right, so now I have discussed sustainability in tourism widely. It is interesting to note that although we tend to think of outdoor activities and specialist tourism and niche tourism as being the greener type as compared to mass tourism, in fact, in terms of carbon footprint and use of resources, mass tourism, like mass transport in comparison to, say, SUVs. Mass transport is more efficient than SUVs. In a similar way, mass tourism is more efficient. And interestingly enough, golf, 90% of it operates in groups of travelers. So in that sense, just in terms of golf tourism, I would say it's a green activity. Notwithstanding the fact that you are doing an outdoor activity for 5-6 hours a day, you're out there walking or using an electric vehicle going around the golf course. I mean, I'll put that aside. I'm just saying that it's a mass market, and mass markets are actually more efficient in terms of their environmental impact. That is a fact. It's per capita 3 times more carbon intensive to go trekking in the Himalayas or in Peru than it is to take a package holiday in a Greek destination.
Thank you. Nicholas, I think this question is for you. What are the key points for the development of golf in Greece, apart from the creation of more courses?
I thank you for your question. I think the legal framework is an important part, but now it's improving day by day. It makes it a lot easier now to invest in golf courses. Infrastructure is important. Sometimes you can't have demand if you don't have supply. So I'm sorry to stress this again, because this is how it goes in many products, not only golf. I mean, the weather is here, the accessibility is here, everything is here. We just need golf courses. It's similar to tennis like 20 years ago, it took some time to develop through many new courts in neighborhoods. And unfortunately, golf is not a sport that you can easily place in a micro place in a neighborhood. It needs a wide space. And another thing is culture. What I would say is that I had a very interesting experience. Sometimes we make social events at the golf courses as an extra revenue stream. In that cases, like in baptism events, like christening events, we used to offer a free lesson to kids and a free lesson of golf with with all equipment provided and an accredited PGA professional. And it was very interesting to me that many of the parents never followed their kids. They just stayed at the clubhouse, drinking coffee and smoking. And many of them never asked them what happened out there. Like, what was your experience? That was never a question to be made to a kid. And I was pretty surprised with this kind of mentality. It's a bit far from a sports mentality. Whereas now, during the pandemic, this seems to be changing a bit. So I'm hoping for the best. But so sometimes if you want more children to play, then you should attract their parents. So this is another important part, is the culture. This is to grow internally. But growing the golf industry internally, domestically, and as a tourist product is a different, it is the same but different thing at the same moment. Like you can attract tourists without having to grow massively domestically, and the other way around. I hope I've answered the question.
True. But Nuno, can we have a golf development without golf courses?
Well, a golf development without golf courses.
Of course.
With a golf development without golf courses, you cannot. It's not a golf development. It's a development. What I see as an opportunity is there are installed capacity in Greece. So there's a lot of hotels that they operate only a few months per year. If the golf course was nearby, they could extend their season. So not necessarily to start building hotels and hotels, but maybe a golf course will fix many people's problems around a certain area. If you go to Algarve, many hotels don't own a golf course, and they operate throughout the year. And because they have partnerships with that golf course in particular, and many golf courses, and they can operate 12 months. So I think there's a big opportunity with this full capacity. We have the airlines, we have the airports, we have the restaurants, we have the know-how on traveling industry and tourism. So we just need to extend it for a few more months. And I keep saying, I think October can be our next August, in the future. Not for today, but in a couple of years for sure.
If I may add something here to what Nuno was saying. Arena?
Yeah, yes, please do.
Okay, so Nuno now is a manager of 4 golf courses and is the first golf destination in Greece. That means that now they can develop all sorts of satellite products around this, because as I've said in many cases in the past, Greece has the airports and the ports and the roads to cater for the August onslaught of tourism. The same airports and the same roads and the same hotels are also available in October and November and December. And if we only had the product, we could develop and use the current infrastructure that we have, and it would make it more efficient, and we would be able to generate income without necessarily building more hotels and more roads and more airports. We already have them. We just need to fill them, and we need the product to bring the tourists in. So what Nuno now has is the core product to bring the golfers, and he can also do, for example, an indoor fitting studio for a day of very bad weather, and sell golf clubs and have lessons in an indoor environment with computers and screens, and you might have seen those, and they're very popular, and you can build an industry around that. Plus the fact, and I know he didn't say it, but it did come up in the conversation, Costa Navarino has grown the sport locally, and some of the Greek international golfers, national champions, obviously, come from there, from Gargagliani, which is a small village just north of Costa Navarino. We have champions coming from there. So it's growing domestically as well. And that also means that you can create a local market that would buy your product no matter what. 12 years because they just live there. Thank you.
This is a very good point. I'd like to ask you, Nuno, now with that Costa Navarino has already 4 golf courses and the full infrastructure through this, could Greece be on the itinerary of the PGA Tour or the European Tour as a golf sport event to host?
Well, absolutely. We have the infrastructures we have here. They are at the highest level in the world. I mean, it doesn't sound well coming from me, with Costa Navarino, but it's well recognized, and the people that design the golf course as well, the brands associated with them, it's just high class, infrastructure. I'm talking about, we work with Troon, which is the big management company in golf courses. We work with Merit. So the designers, they were champions of the Masters, which is one of the biggest golf tournaments. So yes, what we have, you can have any competition in the world, you can have it at Costa Navarino right now. So that's for sure. We can be all proud of that. And others will come as well in the future, for sure.
That's good to hear. We've been a long way, but finally we can have that, and we can be and dream that maybe one day Greece can host such an event.
I don't see why not.
Why not? But I have a last question. How many golf tournaments we have per year in Greece? Around, Nicholas, do you know the numbers of golf tournaments in Greece?
You mean like any kind of tournament?
Mm-hmm.
It should be around 50 or so.
Okay.
Per year.
That was one of the questions. Our time is up. So I want to thank you very much for, sorry, you hear me? Hello?
Hello?
Oh, sorry. I want to thank you very much for today's session. We all love golf. We want to see it growing in Greece as well. It was great having you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Active Media, and all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.